Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Barbara and I'm a French artist and illustrator, and I go by the name of Draw Your Bliss on all my platforms. And so today you're joining me for Sketchbook Tour. So if you're new here, or if you have not seen the first video, I will put it somewhere, but this year I really wanted to finish all my sketchbook because I had a lot of sketchbook that I had started but never finished. I finally finished this one. It's from Mossery, and before we start the sketchbook tour, a little self-promo thing. I'm having a Kickstarter at the moment to make some washi tapes designs come true. And I would really appreciate if you go and have a look and maybe support the project. We have unlocked 6 designs for now out of 10, and we have more stretch goals for more freebies. And yeah, it would mean the world to me. A quick word about Kickstarter if you don't really know how it works. It's kind of a pre-order thing. And we had the main goal. Once this goal is reached, the project come to life. And there's some stretch goals, and for example, I'm going to say at 180 euros we're going to unlock a sticker sheet freebie, and you can pledge for washi tapes. And yeah, also it's so important for me, guys, because I thought about it for 2 years, maybe 3, but you know, there's always this voice in your head that tells you, that tells me, if you do it, nobody will join, and you're going to fail and it won't work. And I've listened to this voice for several years now, and I cannot express to you how scary this is to me. Like, really, I took a month and maybe a bit more to create all these designs, all these lists of designs that I had put aside for several years. I've done some that failed, that I ended up didn't like it, and I really kept the 10 that I like the most and that I really wanted to be true. And I am going to be 100% honest with you guys. I really want this to succeed because I want to prove wrong to this voice in my head that was telling me that nobody would support this project. And if you fancy going have a look, if you like stationery or if you like washi tape, I use washi tape for my drawing too. If you fancy it, go have a look, and if you also can share it, this would be amazing. I have a reel about that, and I have some posts on Instagram that you can share. And yeah, so let's go now for the sketchbook tour. So as I told you, this sketchbook is from Mossery. It's a mixed media sketchbook. I will put the information somewhere about the pages, the thickness, etc., because I don't remember them by heart. And yeah, so I started, it's a mixed media paper. I started it December 12th of 21. Wow, that's old, and I just finished it like yesterday, I think. So yeah, this is the first pages. This is a mixed media piece. I don't remember the context or anything about it, if I'm really honest about it. This was for Draw This in Your Style, for This Whimsy Me. Then we have my little Mandrake Boy and my little embroidery spiders. These were 2 prints in my shop back in the day. Then we have my koi fish. These ones I had made for stickers, and I had made because I wanted to make a washi tape with them. So you can see these designs, January 22, guys. and I finally made it. It's not unlocked yet, but I still dream it will be, so yeah. You can still find them as stickers in my shop, I think, or as digital download. Then we have some art supplies made with gouache. Then we have my happy fruit. I had made a sticker sheet with them and I had sold none of these sticker sheets. And I was so sad because I love them so much. Look at this cute apple. The apple is so cute. The pear with his like bored face and the happy orange. I really like them. I still really like them even a year or so, year and a half ago, later. Then this was for Draw This in Your Style from Paloma the Peach. This was a design because not because, back in the day I had a coffee and I had made an Alice in Wonderland theme, and this was for a print. This plumeria snake was a print in my shop. I had replaced the background with a light pink and it went very well. It's also still a sticker in my shop. It's an holographic sticker that looks really nice, and yeah, still really like it too. Then we had some keys. I really wanted to make like some themed keys with some painterly style, and I think my favorite one is actually just the normal basic one. I also really like the green one. Yeah, I think this too. Then this was for a Domestika class and it was about drawing yourself as an animal, and I think it looks really nice. Then I had made some flowers. I think it was for a reward and it was just to use them for a pattern. Then I had my little shop. I had used it. It was for a freebie that was in my shop, and I have added text. I will put it somewhere there finished, like with Draw Your Bliss and some other whited stuff. Then these were for sticker sheets. I had at this moment I had the minis and it was really teeny tiny stickers. So strawberries, we had the roses, the leaves, and of course every teeny tiny stickers were a different unique designs. Then we had the moons and stars. This one was for a coffee reward. It was Purple Witch, and I've turned this into a sticker sheet. This was supposed to be for a sticker sheet, but I didn't really like how it ended, and I just gave up on the idea. I don't see what I can do to like it, so I'm just going to give it up, you know. This is a very ugly page. I think I had made some backgrounds using leftover gouache, and so I thought I would make some silhouette things, but I didn't plan or look at any reference or anything, so it doesn't really look good. This is Sweet and Cozy. It's for sticker sheets, and I also have a sticker pack. It's actually in my shop still. Then we had the teapots. This was for a coffee reward. Once again, I don't have a coffee anymore, but yeah, this was a single sticker, and you can still find this one in my shop because I still really like it. I've just made the white pops better. And yeah, these were some teapots. I really enjoyed making them, especially this one with the little flowers. This page was made with a book that I like. It's a sketchbook ID generator, and basically you have I'll have a video about it, so I'll just link it somewhere. But it gives you a prompt, it gives you a technique or a material supplies or both, and it gives you color palette. So the color palette was this, which is nice because I would have never taken this myself as a color palette, you know. The prompt was a modern building, and it was color pencils with a technique of shading. So yeah, that's what I ended up making. I looked on Pinterest for modern building, obviously, and I made this one. Then I wanted to make a smaller one, and I looked for a quote because I thought it would finish the page very well. Then this is another prompt. This was the color palette. It was a mushroom patch was the prompt, and it was medium of choice, but pop art style. So that's what I made, and I used paint markers for this. Then this was an unfinished, I started some landscape, but I've never finished it, and it doesn't inspire me to finish it, so I just gave up. Here I had some, I think there was some big mistakes or tiered paper or stuff like that, so I covered it. I've put some swatch paper, I made some swatches even later, and I put these around painting that I had made. Then we have some collage. It's shining, this way you can see it. So basically when I'm using acrylic gouache, especially acrylic gouache, but sometimes even watercolor or normal gouache, when I have extra, I take paper and I just paint them. And yeah, here I even made some patterns. It's to not waste paint, and one day I took all the painted paper I had. I didn't have that much, and I was like, okay, what can I do with it? And that's what I made, and I'm really happy how it turned out. These I've made a video about. I'm going to put the link somewhere where you draw with me. These are some swatches of new gouache, I think. And I've made this little bouquet painting just for fun. Then, it's so ugly. I had this really cool idea of different kind of colored leaf, like the one with pinks and greens, and I wanted to make them and then to make a plant that would have all the leaves, and I really didn't like the result. Then this was for a class on Domestica. I don't remember what it was about for this, but these are colors that I really like. This speaks to me. And for this, you had to choose a subject, and I took the fish with the light. I don't remember how it's called. And this one I've made with my eyes closed, which I think is really fun because he may be my favorite of them all. Like you are making it with eye closed, and then you were like using a bit of water and trying to save it somehow. This one was both hands at the same times, left and right. This one was with a geometric shape. This one was a blob that you then turn into your subject. And I don't remember for this one. These are more experiments with oil pastel, and I learned that day that I don't enjoy using oil pastel. These, I think it was just to fill a blank, and it was also a prompt, a Greek vase, and yeah, I just, you know, sometimes it's just nice to do something and to do things, and if it doesn't look good, who cares? And if it looks good, perfect, you know. It's a win-win situation because I did something that day. I don't hate the result. It's really free, and it's really something that I tend to go to. Then these are some icons that I have drawn and painted for my stories highlight on Instagram. And so you can see them on my profile. They're really tiny, but we can still see clearly what they are. And I really like them. I really like the colors. Yeah, really happy with these. Then this was with, once again, the Sketchbook Ideas generator. So I picked the palette, and the palette was there. So it was green, yellow, orange, pink, and purple. The first prompt was write your name with each letter, a fancy font, something like that. And so I've written draw your bliss. Then I turned and there was something about a modern work with a pattern. This didn't inspire me that much, but I did what I could. Then we had a mandala. I actually really like this one. Once again, it's really imperfect and free, and this makes me happy. It makes me happy to do, and it makes me happy to look at. Then we had a modern building again, so I just made a random building. I've used water on this one. Then we had a moth, and I really like it. I think it's really cute. To keep the color swatches, I decided to make some tulips, and I added here and there where there was big blanks. I made an eye, I made a little star, I made some leaves. Here, once again, Sketchbook Ideas Generator. It was a cow or sheep eating grass or something like that. So the color palette was this, and so I made that. I made a cow, a simple, very simple one. Then I've made a head because they have the cutest head ever. And I had this leftover paper, and I don't remember why, but this was painted in black, and I thought, okay, I'm going to put some patterns. These I hate 100%. Then we have a little landscape. Overall, I like it. It was the first time that I was making landscape with no indication at all, like no tutorials whatsoever, no plans or anything. I had just a picture and I had to adapt it to my style and make it mine, and that's how it turned out, and I'm actually really happy with it. I really like especially the little zone with the house. And then I made some clouds, so I had some leftover purple and pink, so I've just recovered the whole page and I was like, I'm going to make some clouds in it. And yep, my tulips. So here is the first drawing that I made, and I loved it so much that I started to add some stuff, a little tulip field, another scene, another vase with books, some tulips, the pattern. So this has inspired two of the washi tapes that are unlocked. The red tulip one that I'm going to put like somewhere. The red tulip one that I absolutely love, and the fun sparkle ones that once again I absolutely love. And yeah, I'm really happy with it, and also you can find them as stickers in my shop. There was some landscape sketch under this, but when I started to paint it, I really didn't feel like it would turn out nice, so I took a piece of paper that I've put on top, this green paper, and I've drawn white flowers on top. I really enjoy using white color pencil. And so yeah, I've made a sticker sheet with this and I really like it. Then after that we have this little story page. I'm moving you a bit. Story page. It was inspired by a little mouse smelling flower that I had saw in Pinterest, and I really wanted to make this like a whole kind of story. For example, you see them individually, then you see them together drinking some tea or mushrooms. The mushrooms are this tiny compared to the tree, and then you have the tree but with flower this time, not the same tree but the same kind of tree with the flowers. You have the big flowers, which is the same that the flowers she sent there, and there are little mushrooms. And yeah, I really wanted to, I like that it's all these different scales, you know. This was, I think, to finish some paints, and I ended up like making a whole thing about it. It was some experimentation. It didn't turn out as I wanted. Yeah, it's just an experiment. Didn't work as I wanted, but it's fine. These are cute tiny houses. It was for washi tape too, but I didn't really like how it turned out. And it was for a sticker sheet that is still in my shop. I really have a thing for small house stickers. Then I've made a full page of fried eggs. This will be a sticker sheet. Then we have my little confused octopus. I really want to make him as a transparent sticker. I'm going to put him on the side. I've used the bubble and put them all around him, and or maybe not a transparent sticker, maybe just a normal sticker, because I really like it. Once again, very free, very refreshing. I enjoyed making it and I love looking at him, and yep. And here are some plants, once again an experiment, and I like the result this time. I like the limited color palette, and it's going to be a sticker sheet one day. Then we have my little strawberry. She's really happy. She received a love letter. It was to try some new gouache that I had received this day from my Mellow Days. Like her, and she's going to be a freebie that will unlock with the strawberry washi tape design that is not unlocked yet. Then we have this cloud ID that I had. I'm going to see if I can make it as a cute bookmark. We'll see how it works. Then we have some watercolor swatches and samples. These are taped because there's no binding. It's only the pigments with some water, so it can move really easily. These are two colors that I've made myself of watercolor. I have a few extra that I'm going to put in the shop one day. Here was my little swatches for a haul that was in my last vlog, if you're interested. These two were freebies. Then we have some Caran d'Ache Luminance color pencils, some Neocolor True colors that I didn't have and that I felt was missing, and some color pencil from Albrecht Dürer, which are for me the Rolls Royce of the watercolor pencil. Then we had this. It was once again an experiment. It was really freeing to make, and I kept doing it until the end, even if I was not really happy with how it turned out. It was really meditating to do, and no regret for this one. This one I ended up really liking, which is weird, but not weird at the same time. So I made it, I had a reference in a book, and I started to, but it ended up really different, really different. I started just by making like blobs of watercolor, and once it was done, I was like, there's no way I'm going to like it in the end, but let's go past the ugly stage anyway, just like for this one. And when I was making it, I started to make like this or this, and I was like, I actually really like how this looks. And I think my favorite parts are the little blue flowers here. I really like how they turned out, and same for these yellow ones. And this orange, you know what, in the end I really like this painting. Then we have a pattern that I've made really recently. I'm going to turn this as a postcard, I think, for the Kickstarter. I'm going to make a thank you card with the pattern on a side and a handwritten thank you note on the back. I just wanted to have some fun with colors and relax, because I had launched the Kickstarter and I really needed to, you know, let it out. I started the sketch for a Draw This in Your Style, but I was actually not that inspired by it, so I just gave it up. This was an exercise with a Domestika class about trying some art supplies. This is the last spread. There's a sheet there to protect. This is made with acrylic gouache and Neocolor 2. I think there's also a bit of color pencil here and there, and ink for the eyes and the mouth. So as you can see, the Neocolor 2 goes really well on acrylic gouache. The original design is from Shrill Art. That's how it turned out. I'm happy with it. I had fun. And the last page, as it was made with acrylic gouache, I didn't want to waste the leftovers, so I made some rectangles. I made 4, and for this one I had a blank space, so I've used Neocolor to make a background, and then on top of them I've used only Neocolor to well, make a design. So for example, this one in the back, the original color of this is the yellow that you can see in the sand. I'm going to zoom, this way you can see it better because the little crab is so teeny tiny. So yeah, the original color is the yellow. I actually really like this one. I think it's really cute. The original color of this one was the gray. And I've made an oyster with the pearl. There we had the coral, the orangey coral color. I made a little fish. I made a flower with some cute bees. And this is the end because we cannot open this fully. So the end of my sketchbook. So I finished it the 6th of June and I started it in December 2021, so a year and a half of art. Thanks for watching. If you're still there, thank you so much for watching. And don't forget the Kickstarter campaign. If you'd like to support me, it would mean everything to me, and you would get some cute washi tape in return. Isn't it amazing? So yeah, thank you for watching. I see you next week, and take care, drink water, put sunscreen on because the sun is out where I live, actually, at least. And yeah, big hugs, bye bye.